to look like Adaboxmas everywhere you go. Let your ideas flow for projects you want to show, with push buttons and LEDs aglow. It's beginning to look like Adaboxmas. Everything is grand, but the nicest thing on the shelf is something you made yourself with your own hand. A circuit playground with a speaker for sound is the wish of Barney and Ben. A Raspberry Pi with some LCD eyes is the hope of Janice and Jen. And friends at the Makerspace can't wait to 3D print again. It's beginning to look like Adaboxmas everywhere you go. So grab a feather wing, let the piezo ring, and prototype a board for sensing snow. It's beginning to look like Adaboxmas. Time for oscilloscopes. Get your projects all debugged, then cozy up nice and snug with some warm cocoa.
Ho, 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 ho. Have a very cyber Christmas. Ho, 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 ho.
Live from New York, you can tell it's the holidays here at Ask an Engineer.
Hey everybody, ho ho ho, it is that time. It's almost Thanksgiving Day, and then soon will be Hanukkah.
It's almost Halloween.
It's almost Halloween again.
Every day's closer.
Every day. We only have 350 days to go. Yeah. It's me, Lady Ada, and with me is Mr. Lady Ada. We're broadcasting live here from the Adafruit factory in downtown Manhattan. We do all the electronic manufacturing, testing, shipping, coding that you love to use for your Halloween and other holiday projects. But for now, we got another hour of Ask Engineer coming up with all the news that's fit to broadcast. We've got new products, projects, CircuitPython news, updates from Supercon, and more. I'm going to kick it off with style. Mr. Lady Ada, what's the code and what's on the show tonight?
On tonight's show, the code is Stemma OLED. We will be talking about all things Stemma and more. So
and
the
OLEDs.
Code is Stemma OLED. That gets you 10% off in the Adafruit store. Everything except for gift certificates, Adabox, and Codecademy courses. It supports us, an open source hardware company here in New York City. Here is some of our staff, and here are some of the people who help run the company. Thank you so much to all of you, and special thanks to everyone who orders something. That is what keeps us in business, because we have no loans, no venture capital, and we're profitable, so we're not going to be going out of business, but it's only because y'all buy stuff once in a while. So thank you. Show and tell, people around the world showing and sharing their project. Lady Ada will talk about who is on the show and tell this week and what they shared. We have some previews of JP's workshop that's coming up tomorrow at 4 p.m. We also have a MakeCode Mat. Lots of stuff going on in the world of Python and hardware, and there was events and more. It is an epic week if you like doing Python and electronics. Time travel, look around the world of makers, hackers, artists, and engineers, and current events and some upcoming fun things that we wanted to share with you this week. 3D printing, a couple of great videos from Noah Pedro, some made in New York City factory footage, some new products. We'll answer your questions, and we do that on Discord, adafruit.it/Discord, where we have hit 15,000 humans. Hooray!
Yay.
So thank you everybody who's joined up. We try to make this a cool, safe place. We have moderators and we help people out. We have lots of different channels. So please go there, adafruit.it/Discord. That's where we'll answer questions toward the end of the show. But you can go there anytime you want. Top secret, we'll show some things that aren't out yet. A trivia question where we give something away. All that and more on, you guessed it,
Dun dun dun!
Ask an Engineer.
Yay!
Okay. Well, just a little bit of reminder in case you're like, oh my god, I'm on the checkout page now. It's Stemma OLED.
Get 10% off.
Yep, but not only that. So the freebies are updated. This is a new photo. There's a lot of stuff going on.
More freebies, it's
There
true.
is new tiers.
That's right.
And this is a big deal.
Yes. $90 or more, you'll free get a Promo Proto half-size breadboard. Somebody today even said, thank you for the free half-size Promo Proto. It is super great and handy. That's free with your order, $99 or more. When you order $200 or more, you get free UPS ground shipping in the continental U.S. That's that UPS truck over there. It will courier your shipment to your home. It's tracked, it's insured, it's what we recommend, especially in the winter months when there's sometimes delays and people order stuff for the holidays. UPS ground is the way to go. At $249 or more, you get a free 1-year Adafruit IO Plus Pass. So this is perfect if you want to use Adafruit IO and get more feeds, more storage, more updates, everything better, and of course help support us. Adafruit IO Plus accounts are how you do that, and we'll give you a free card if you order $249 or more. It's a $99 value. And at $299 or more, you get a free Circuit Playground Express or all-in-one development board with LEDs, sensors, buttons, and NeoPixels. So you can write your code in Arduino, CircuitPython, code.org, CS Discovery, MakerBlocks, MakeCode, MicroLisp, or Golang, as well as other fun languages. We think this board is a great way to get started with making and coding.
Okay, and just a little bit of a reminder about Adafruit IO. One, we have our IO newsletter, and that's coming out a couple times in December. You're going to see this, but one of the things that we want to make sure people know is, so IO is always going to be free, and we do not discriminate against different types of hardware. So you're not forced to use Adafruit hardware with Adafruit IO.
You can use anything.
There are other online IO things, and you have to buy the hardware from the maker, and we think that's a bad idea. Because what if that service goes out of business? What if there's all sorts of what ifs with that, and we've all lived through that. I think I saw Insignia, which was Best Buy's web camera thing, security camera. The servers are going off, so now the cameras don't work.
Yeah.
So we made this service for us and for makers.
If it uses
Adafruit IO.
If it uses MQTT or REST, you can use it.
Yeah.
We have, of course, SSL support.
We play nice with every device.
But also, if you don't.
But here's the other thing: people always say, "Well, I would support services if they charge for it." So we have a Plus version.
Yeah.
And it's $9 a month, and you can use it a lot more. So the free version will always be free. We'll always make sure it works with all devices. But this gets you, when you buy stuff at the store now, you can get a free tier and get that free year if you want. Or you can give it to someone too. A lot of people start to run their whole homes or their business around IO. And so we needed to come up with a Plus version for people who wanted to really, really use it.
Yeah.
But anyways, I can't back out of these promises that we talk about every year.
You're making these promises.
Because we put it on our site. So on Thanksgiving, we do a thanks. And we always say, hey, we're not going to put ads on the site. We're not going to sell your personal information. All these things. But this is one of those promises, too. Because I'm seeing a lot of companies that they might use the word open somewhere. But then when you use the service, you have to have their device.
Yeah.
I don't think that's good.
Okay.
I think that's not going to work out long term.
Okay.
Yeah.
Opinion.
Anyways, that's my opinion.
Okay.
UPS, Postal, and DHL. These are the choices you have for shipping. Suggest that you use UPS.
UPS is a good idea.
When
Or
you
for
have time,
international.
or 3-day, or second day, or overnight, or international. It's trackable, reliable. Postal will be a mystery because there are all sorts of things that are happening on planet Earth.
Postal is always risky. It's cheaper, but it's risky.
Yeah, and then DHL for international
Good idea.
Is a good idea. Okay.
Very fast.
If you are in Manhattan and you check out before 11 a.m., you can get same-day delivery. Just make sure you check out before 11 a.m., and it's one of the zip codes that will tell you on the site. Play data, people around the world. Show and share the project every single week. Who's on the show and tell and what they share this week?
I'm glad you asked. Erin came by. She made a mermaid staff with shells and all sorts of coral sticks and wooden dragons, and she made a knife out of pewter, and it was really cool because it was a it had a fairy light in it, but it was for the most part not programmable. But she made it as part of a a children's book that is being illustrated. So I guess this is one of the props that maybe the illustrator is using for inspiration, and she'll tell us when she's doing a crowdfunding campaign for it, and that's going to be awesome. Melissa went to Supercon and came by and showed off her Supercon badges. She made the Supercon badge nice and loud. She 3D printed a case for the Edge badge that we gave away, and she's also working on adding e-ink Gizmo support to our CircuitPython Gizmo library. JP, as you saw the video, he's making a Terminator Eye Santa using Eva foam. Just kind of taking because we just wrote the code up to make the the old Teensy 3 eyeball code work on the Gizmo using pixel doubling, and so that means that using that with a Circuit Playground and TFT Gizmo makes for a nice little puck, so you can attach it to your costume, and we want to make it festive. You can make like a cyber turkey next, maybe.
We're going to show...
We got the cyber turkey.
We're going to show this later, yeah.
Cyber turkey. And we have Noah and Pedro showed off their 3D printed TFT Gizmo turtle that's turtle shaped and can run turtle. And also, it's not out yet, don't ask, a NeoPixel goggles with adjustable potentiometer or rotary encoder. Scott came by to show off an in-progress implementation of ANX, which is Apple's notification service, so that your Circuit Playground Bluefruit, as well as any of our other Bluefruit boards, will be able to get notifications from Apple devices just like your Apple Watch does. So when you get text messages or updates, notifications, or what time it is, that can come through over Bluetooth, which is kind of neat. And it's starting. He's getting the notification, there's a notification. Next, he has to get the notification. So it's a multi-step process. Phil B came by and gave us a life lesson in level shifting basics for NeoPixels. It's important for us to know. Sometimes you can get away with not level shifting, and sometimes you can. And he talked about when and why, and things to watch out for, and tips and tricks to avoiding level shifting sadness. Chris Young has a roommate. Hello, roommate. And she does crafting and sewing. Showed off a really beautiful Christmas quilted skirt. And also, they're making some gnomes, and they're making noses for the gnomes, and Chris Young is 3D printing those noses while his roommate crafts the gnome, and she has a Etsy store, check it out, called Make It So.
Make It So by Barb.
Make It So by Barb, but the so and Make It So is S-E-W, so it's like a pun on Star Trek. It's not like Make It So, Make It Sewing. Coding Pro came by with the air quality sensor servo project that he's been working on, but is working on updating and improving it, and also made a utility web page with Cheam Trees updates, the time, and all sorts of other air quality details, and just kind of like a home page. Looks kind of neat. Richard A. Made a Wi-Fi scarf with MQTT support using the WLED project and Fast LED for the ESP8266, and it looks cool, and it has a web page that you can update the LED scarf easily. Sporeball has an update to what I call Metro Ball. I guess it's the other name, but I like calling it Metro Ball. It's a little bouncing ball on an 8x8 grid. Danon has Sphero hacking going on, making new shells, and maybe adding a Circuit Playground Bluefruit next.
Okay.
And that's what we have for visitors.
All participants on the show and tell get an as seen on the show and tell sticker. Email support@adafruit.com. If you're a kid, please have a parent or guardian-like entity do that for you. Part of our Adafruit live series of shows. JP show is tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Every single week, JP shows how to do a bunch of different things. Tomorrow is no exception. Here are some previews of what's coming up and some things that he had already showed. First, we're going to do the globe demo, and then how to use Bluefruit. So this is like a minute or so video. We'll see you on the other side.
Later.
And you can learn how to make all that and more on JP's show tomorrow. Okay, next up, MakeCode Minute. This
That's
is last
right.
week's, and then JP does a MakeCode Minute every single week. So take it away, JP.
for the MakeCode Minute today, what I wanted to do is show you how you can dial a phone using the Circuit Playground Express with a Stemma speaker plugged into it and some fairly straightforward MakeCode code. The key to it actually is what I have on screen right here right now, which is 2 forever loops. So MakeCode is threaded. We can do 2 things at the same time, which is perfect for dual-tone multifunction dialing because it is a set of 2 frequencies being played together to represent each key, and the phone system sort of filters that and can tell which unique digit you're pressing on the keypad, as well as the asterisk and the pound. So what is going on here is that I have created an array of those frequencies. So you can see here I have 941 and 1336. And then you'll see somewhere else I have 941 and 1209. So these are the columns and rows of frequencies. So I can dial anything on the keypad. And then I have a phone number that I'm calling here. So I've entered in the phone number for the Naval Observatory clock. When I hit go, I'm going to press the A button. It's going to allow the number to dial. It's going to show some status on some neopixels. And then it's going to do this play tone. Let me zoom in there. It's going to do this play tone at keypad, get value, current number. So this is running through the either first or second digit in those arrays to play the tones. I'm going to turn up the volume. I have a switch for that. And let's listen to this once. Okay, so that's the number being dialed. And now a dangerous live demo. I'm going to try to call that with the microphone in this phone. So you can hear, there's my dial tone. And now I'm going to play it. It sounds like it made a call. Oh, I got a wrong number.
Contact customer care for assistance.
I'm going to get arrested.
2020.
Okay, that was not the number, so something was off. So I found this a little finicky as far as the distance from the speaker or what the speaker is sitting on, and I won't subject you to trying now, but I've had pretty good success rate, especially in certain places and setting on a mouse pad, where I can reliably call a phone number right off of this little speaker on the Circuit Playground Express. And that is your MakeCode Minute.
And that was a MakeCode Minute. Tune in tomorrow 4 p.m. for the next MakeCode Minute. Also, on MakeCode, the Edge badge was just added. So if you have a Pi badge or Edge badge or Pi Gamer, you can use MakeCode Arcade. And you can also just plug in a Circuit Playground Express and go to makecode.adafruit.com and do block coding, JavaScript, Python. It's all there. It is now time for some Python on hardware. There was a lot going on, so buckle up. Get comfy. Forward your mail.
Do snakes have to wear belt buckles?
Well, Brian, Melissa, JP, and Scott were at the Hackaday Super Conference. At Supercon, there was a lot of fun people that we know. This is Brian, this is Jorman, and Jorman's bot. Lots of Adafruit hardware in there. This is Mog, who was there, and then there's some animatronic ears. And every person at Supercon got an Edge badge. So this has machine learning on it. You can speak into it, and it can recognize words. It can also do all sorts of other things with machine learning. Also runs CircuitPython, also runs Arduino, and the badge hacking begun. So there are lots of different things. This, I think, was a CO2 detector.
This is an air quality
It was
sensor.
air quality,
and because
yeah.
we have like a Grove connector, you can plug Grove sensors right in, and so it was really
Yeah,
easy.
Grove, Stemma, Quick, Stemma QT. Here it is displayed there. Here. Hello, my name is.
I love that. They
855
just
parts per million of CO2.
updated the name badge code.
Aaron made this great badge hack that controlled the
Trash picking bot.
The bots that she's working on.
Yeah.
Folks made shark controlling badge hacks, and one of the things, we sent these out and we're like, well, let's keep an eye on Twitter and figure out, can people easily do something with it? And a lot of times people say the thing that you hope this is the experience they have, but then they kind of crystallize it in just 120 characters. So this is kind of nice. my humble opinion, the unsung hero of Supercon was the Adafruit Edge badge. CircuitPython made it extremely accessible to customize with only a micro USB cable. Haven't looked at TensorFlow part yet, but we'll give it a go soon. Did I mention how cheap it is? So that's what we like to hear. How easy it is, how low cost it is, and how you can get started so fast. Geek Mom was there, lots of cool projects. Thank you, you made it super easy with CircuitPython library. Look forward to using the machine learning too. Your demos of voice recognition look amazing. So many possibilities. It's hard to know where to start, but of course I always start with LEDs. Found an Edge badge in swag bag, started researching Git repos and documentation to program, and realized it was CircuitPython. No documentation needed. Imagine that. Imagine hearing no documentation needed. Just edit code.py on mass storage, 0 barrier to entry, Supercon. But not everyone liked Edge badge, Lady Ada.
What?
Some random dude on Twitter said it's not simple and it violates Rule 9. He came up with rules. And so I tweeted back and I'm just like, but it's so simple and it's all this stuff. But this guy didn't like it. So while he was trolling me on Twitter, I just put his words on this badge. So I wear this around all the time.
Yeah, I was wondering why you were wearing that this morning.
That's what it is.
And like nothing else.
That's right. Scott did a talk there at Supercon, and then in our newsletter and on the blog, I think we got to the blog post this week, is exploring hardware old and new with CircuitPython. Scott did a full talk. Brian Station, as you may know, Brian in Discord, took a photo. This is a lot of the hardware that was there, and this had a special place in my heart because I started Hackaday 15 years ago.
It's like a laser skull.
Yeah, I started the site 15 years ago. I don't have anything to do with it now besides like I read it. And I designed the logo, and I always thought a lot of these things were going to be possible with it, but it's nice to see all the different logo variations, but also all the people coming together at a cool event, and it was great to have our stuff there as Adafruit. So it's like it was really neat to see this thing continuing on. You know, you start something 15 years ago, and you don't know what's going to happen, and this is what happened. The badge, the Hackaday badge, it uses tiny USB, and so that's one of our projects that we've released and worked on. And tiny USB was in the news because the FOMU FPGA uses that
Correct.
as well.
Which is great. More platforms.
Other CircuitPython news, there's another board. It's now up to 88 boards altogether at circuitpython.org/downloads. This is the XNbox boards. There's a couple of them. This is Maxim's Feather. The Feather ecosystem continues to expand and grow rapidly. We'll talk about the Feather contest in a bit, because it's related to Hackaday. More community projects were posted around, so we tried to get them in the newsletter as fast as we could. This polls the Reddit site, and there's a subreddit called Shower Thoughts, and they're kind of insightful, and it's on a screen. This was made by a community member, and it is a CircuitPython plant water using Cricut. So it just automatically waters the plants using CircuitPython. This is some Overwatch costuming. We're seeing more and more costuming made with Adafruit stuff, NeoPixels, CircuitPython. More heart beating projects. So we had one on our site, and then this one is they're testing to see how it works with this latex
That's
painted
cool
fabric.
and creepy.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite ones. This is a goggle project, and it uses 3D printing and NeoPixels. And if you think this is it, nope. They're just getting started. So not only does it have a physical effect on the eyes, but as you can see, they light up as well.
This is so cool.
Isn't that neat?
People love iris
Yeah, so
closures.
look at that.
That's nice.
And then this is some web BLE that Coding Couple on Twitter was experimenting with. So you can use Moo, you can use Circuit Playground Express, and you can do things like do a color picker right there via the web browser.
And Bluetooth.
And Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And then I also wanted to show a video from Nicholas. He's working on us with a radio project. So it's a 1-minute demo, and I thought I would just play it. So I'll see you on the other side here in about a minute.
So this is a very quick demo of the work I've done today on the Adafruit radio module. I've got two laptops, my ThinkPad that's connected to this Bluefruit device, and over here is another Bluefruit device connected to my MacBook, which is running Mu, and I've connected, made a serial connection to the device, and it's reporting the things that it's receiving on its radio. And over here in the REPL, Just 3 lines is all I need to actually send a message. I import the radio class, I instantiate the class, and then I simply send the message. And over here, we now see that it's been reported 4 times. That's a bug. I know how to fix that, I hope, in the not too distant future. But it works, and that's the first step. It works, and then I need to make it work properly, and then I need to make it work properly with documentation and tests. So it's going quite well. Thanks for watching.
Caitlin's dad made this Ada tote. Pretty much anything that we put on Twitter, Caitlin's dad can immediately make a project about this. So maybe we'll make a NeoPixel tote one day. Over on Hackster, they posted about the STM32F405, and it is the fastest, or one of the fastest, CircuitPython running boards we have. And over on DigiKey, Sean Heimel did a video about this board and more, so head over to DigiKey's channel, youtube.com/DigiKey, to check this out. There is a Python and Education Discord. We joined up over there. This is kind of neat because it is yet another place online where you can go and talk about Python. This is specifically geared towards educators. This is the OpenMV project. Uses MicroPython and also has the camera working with it, so you can do people detection. So a very cool machine learning thing for edge devices. The latest issue of Micromag is out. It's a free download, but you can also buy it, subscribe, and you can support it. And then, Lady Ada, I wanted to ask you about this because this made the rounds.
Yeah.
Fatal Fury. Is this a move that you do with Mortal Kombat? Is like.
Yeah, you pull out somebody's like heart and show it to them. Like, this
Okay,
is
what is this?
This is the ESP32 thing or what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What is this?
I guess the ESP32 you can have the firmware sits on a flash chip, and you can encrypt it. And normally, it's symmetric encryption, so the key has to be kept very secret. But it's possible to glitch the key out using a glitching attack.
Okay.
To try to get it to extract what the key
So
is.
you can get the firmware.
You can decode the firmware.
Okay.
It's being updated in a hardware revision that's coming out.
So this is
soon.
permanent if it's out.
Yeah.
If you have an ESP32.
Which is actually why one thing is some people just don't want their firmware to be read.
Yeah.
But it's also why people recommend keeping like secrets,
Yeah.
like in private keys on external chip.
Got it.
So, like the crypto chips that we stock, they're designed to be secure against the glitch attack.
So
I mean, there might be future attacks they're not secure against, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of microcontrollers are not secure against glitching attacks or delamination or whatever. So, but if you can afford it, having a separate chip to store those secrets means you don't have to worry about
Yeah.
it as much. But still, yes, the firmware can be decrypted with not too much difficulty if you have a glitching toolkit.
Yeah.
Which I think won like the Hackaday prize last year, so it's pretty easy to get
Yeah,
one.
I suspect there might be like some IoT project that uses like an ESP32. You can glitch out the key, and it might be a private key for like how you're controlling your lights or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. This is kind of neat. There were 545 entries from 23 countries for the European AstroPi Challenge Mission Space Lab. The 423 selected teams now get to write code for the science experiments that are going to run on the AstroPis. And this is in the International Space Station.
It's neat.
A lot of it's going to be Python, if not all of it.
I love it. That's so cool.
And that, Lady Ada, is the news, and this is Cyber Turkey.
Cyber Turkey.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to time travel.
Okay. What's new?
So, first up,
Yes.
there was
Supercon.
Supercon, and we had a bunch of machine learning demos. So if you got the Supercon badge, or even if you didn't, you get an Edge badge from Adafruit. There's a
Or
few,
your Pi badge. if
yeah,
you
or
want
Pi
the
badge.
microphone,
So
yeah.
we have 2 videos for Machine Learning Monday. I thought I would show those real quick. You got the cosine demo, and also the micro speech update demo. So we're going to show both of those right now.
Okay.
Lady Ada, what is this?
Hey, just playing with my Edge badge. I've got that default sine wave demo. This is the Hello World for TensorFlow Lite for my controllers. But I've updated this demo a little bit, and I'll just show you how. The initial model is to make a sine wave. But using the Colab script, I created a cosine model. And look, if I rename the file to model.tflite, and this is on the CircuitPy drive, which is the Edge badge drive, and then I reset it, it'll say, hey, I found a model.tf light on disk, and it's going to load that model into memory instead of the default sine wave. So now it's really easy to drag and drop new models, just playing around with that file system loading.
Good work.
Yes. No.
What is this, Lady Ada?
This is a demo of the Edge badge, which is our Pi badge with a built-in microphone. And that's what lets it recognize when we say the words yes and no, covering with the mic so it doesn't automatically trigger. And it's got continuous TensorFlow light from microcontrollers running in the background on this lovely SAMD51 processor with a TFT output and speaker as well.
Okay. The easiest, fastest machine learning TensorFlow device on the market.
It agrees.
Okay, this is something we put on the blog, put in our newsletters. Logitech Gaming worked with Able Gamers and other groups, and they just released a Logitech G Kit for Xbox Adaptive Controller. So you get 10 standard AT switches plus the variable input triggers, 2 mounting boards, and accessories for about $100.
It's a deal.
So of course, Bill Binko emailed, he's like, this has to be on the blog. And we're like, no problem. And then Chris Young posted, and he said, this is freaking huge. To buy this kit from traditional AT vendors would cost over $600, and that's just for the switches.
Yeah.
And he said, this is what happens when consumer electronic companies turn their eye on the AT space. There's an entire market waiting for devices they can use, and we can all be celebrating this amazing progress.
I love it. I think this is great. That I mean, there's a lot of companies that have been making AT equipment, but because it's so specialized, it's been very expensive.
Yeah.
And having somebody like Logitech that can come in and just manufacture all these different switch types and sizes, and and offer a 10-pack for $100 is such a good deal. It makes it really accessible for everybody, and then people can use these switches not just for the Xbox, but for hacking toys and other games, interfacing with hardware in their house. Very exciting.
So very cool. Congrats to Logitech and Able Gamers and Microsoft for making the XAC standard AT devices. Just really neat. This is good. One thing I used to say, and I think I'm just going to update it, I say, everyone makes something. I think everyone plays games. And if we're really going to say everyone makes and everyone can play games, then we need to have assistive technology. And this will drive down the cost for lots of things. And just more people being able to do more things. So speaking of out of this world news, there was a first. And this is in the time travel section. This is the first Wikipedia edit from space. So this was a list of spacewalks since 2015, and Christina, who's an astronaut on the U.S. Or the International Space Station, made a Wikipedia entry from the space station, and was, of course, immediately told that it's a violation from space. Some guy said, "Yeah, this is fine, but she's doing it from space." So this is why no one likes Wikipedia, by the way, because you do something like this, and then some guy comes along. But anyways, I'm sticking to the celebration of the first Wikipedia edit.
Yeah.
All right. We're an open source hardware company.
We are.
Lady Ada,
It's true.
which is a policy violation for someone out there,
That's fine.
I'm sure.
It violates rule number 9.
yeah,
We should have called this show the violation
Rule number 9, Plan 9
plan violation.
from outer rule.
Yeah.
Okay. Big event coming up. This is December 2nd and 3rd. There are 4 workshops with our hardware at the IoT Dev Summit.
We just sent 200 badges out. So.
Computer History Museum, Mountain View, California. This is with ARM. And if you are there, you will get one of these.
Free hardware.
Yeah. So that is coming up. Go to it. Check it out. We have a million links all over our site and more. And it's for you. Bit of a reminder, don't forget, sign up on Adafruit Daily for the IoT news.
Yes.
Yeah,
We have a
Brent is...
MakeCode newsletter, IO newsletter.
Yeah, Brent is the author on this, and he's catching up pretty fast to me on some newsletters. So
Yeah.
he's rocketing up. He's got over 1,000 subscribers.
No
so
way, really?
Yeah, I'm a little worried.
That's actually really good.
That's really fast, yeah. So do check that out.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of news in the maker world, this is the 2019 survey of makerspaces. This is put on by Nation of Makers. So I told Dorothy I'd help get the word out. October 1st to December 31st. If you have a makerspace or hackerspace, they need data to make sure all these grants and funds and information is getting looked at by the people who are actually doing it, so they know if these are working out. And if you don't have a makerspace, this is where you can fill out the survey and say, we need here. Another little bit of news, Sophie Kravitz, who helped put on the Supercon conference, will be the keynote speaker at the Open Hardware Summit that's coming up in March
That's wonderful.
in New York. Yep, big deal. And speaking of Hackaday, we are still doing the Take Flight with Feather contest. The contest begun on November 1st. It's sponsored by Hackaday, Adafruit, and DigiKey. There are already 28 entries. They're all amazing entries. I put a collage together. You got drones. You got feather wings. You got battery wings.
LEDs.
You got assistive technology wings. You got video games. You got a BlackBerry looking thing. You've got a robot. There's everything.
There's a lot.
everything.
But there's room for more.
And we're just getting started. There's a keyboard wing. So Feather, big trends. We're going to be asked to predict stuff in 2020. And we'll probably just say what's going on. Feather format, UF2, Stemma quick connectors, Python.
No, it's kind of coming together.
LoRa, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Cool. All right, don't
Okay.
forget to enter, folks.
Yeah. All right. So next up, we have some guides.
Yeah.
Data. And the guides that we have this week, we have a couple of them.
Yes.
And I want to go to the guides.
Okay.
I have to do something first.
Okay, I'll let you do your thing.
I can do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 2 guides right now, more coming soon. We have the 3D printed TFT Gizmo turtle guide. We'll have a video that goes with that. But here you go, you have the Blue Fruit Circuit Playground. Put the TFT Gizmo on it, and then you can run turtle code and literally have it in turtle.
Turtle and a turtle.
Which
Just
is
turtle
just-
all the way down.
Which is cool, with a lens on it. And we also have from Kattni a guide for the mini GPS module that we put in the store a few weeks ago. It's an I2C and UART compatible GPS. So you can use either I2C or UART to get GPS data. It's a nice and small 1 inch by 1 inch GPS module. And more guides will be coming soon. Next week will be a chunky guide day.
Okay. Let's do some Made in New York City factory footage.
Okay.
Okay, and it wouldn't be a Made in New York City factory footage segment without a time lapse outside the window. This is why we need folks to buy stuff from us, because this is across the street. So Disney bought some real estate around here. Google bought some stuff. So that just means our rent's going to go up. So
Yeah.
use that code, Stemma OLED, and save $1 or $2.
Okay. It's kind of peaceful watching them.
Yeah.
Check
Okay,
out the building.
3D printing. Every
the
single
Gizmo.
Wednesday, you can learn how to make all this stuff on 3D Hangouts with Pedro. Let's learn how to make that turtle, and then we're going to do a speed up. It's a skull ornament.
Okay.
See you on the other side.
I'll be back after the skull ornament.
Hey, what's up folks? In this project we're making a turtle for the Circuit Playground Bluefruit. It's got little magnets on the bottom so you can stick it on your refrigerator or anything metal. This project uses the TFT Gizmo to display graphics and images. The case is 3D printed and designed to house the electronics. Check out these demos to get an idea of what you can make. This uses the Turtle Graphics library for Adafruit's CircuitPython. These examples were inspired by the Logo programming language. With CircuitPython, you can program your own turtle graphics and display them on Adafruit's TFT Gizmo and Circuit Playground Bluefruit. To install it on your hardware, head on over to circuitpython.org. You can download the latest version by selecting it from the Downloads page. The device shows up as a USB drive, so you can easily upload files. To get the board in bootloader mode, just double press the reset button. Then drag and drop the file to automatically flash the firmware. Check out the Learn guide to get examples and learn how to create your own. You'll want to grab the required libraries and drop them on the CircuitPy drive. Check out the Mu Python editor and use the built-in Serial Console to debug your code. The example code has everything you need to get a project up and running. There's lots of example code to play with, so definitely check them out. You can get the parts to build this project, links are in the description. The parts were designed to snap fit, so the assembly is pretty easy to put together. Start by placing the battery in the center of the TFT Gizmo. Then orient the Circuit Playground Bluefruit so the USB port is lined up with 12 o'clock. You'll need to use the included hardware screws to bolt the PCBs together. Once it's installed, you can then plug in the battery to power the circuit. Place the PCB over the 3D printed turtle and press fit it into the standoffs. You can optionally add a convex lens to magnify the graphics on the display. The turtle shell can then be snap fitted on top. Little nubs on the side of the shell lock into the snaps along the outside of the turtle. The USB port is accessible on the bottom rear of the turtle. Lastly, you can add neodymium magnets to the little flippers. And there you have it, that's how you can assemble our 3D printed turtle. This was a cute project to work on, and I hope it inspires people to try out Adafruit CircuitPython. If you have any projects you'd like to share, we invite you to Adafruit Show and Tell livestream. Check out the Adafruit Discord server so you can chat with the community. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more projects from Adafruit. This and more on 3D Hangouts every single week with Pedro.
Okay.
So it's Adabox
Adabox
time.
Miss. Adabox
It is
Miss.
Adabox Miss. We had this song in the beginning. We're going to play it again at the end of the show. But this is a reminder. So if you go to adabox.com, because how many days are left? We are running out of Adaboxes.
10.
It's probably 10. And if you want to get an Adabox, or the easiest thing to do I'm not saying it's a competition who can give the best gift each year, but it's often turning into
But
that.
here's the thing: the gift they're gonna get it every quarter. It's
Every-
4 times a year.
So it's like you're 4 times better.
And people are like, why don't you do it every month? And the reason is, y'all, there's too many projects
Yeah,
for you to finish
there-
it. Like, it's 3 months worth of projects in each box.
So yeah, one person said, I have to make sure I set time up because it's every 3 months, and I usually have time to do like a project every 3 months. So that works out really well
Yeah.
for them. So this is your chance. Adabox.com. You should do it, and listen to the song. It's beginning to look like Xbox Mouse, and we'll play that at the end as well. But
Okay.
you got to do it. Got to do it because we will run out, and we can't do anything about it once we run out. There's
No.
no extras.
We're out.
So, okay. And
Okay.
The only other caveat is the discount code doesn't apply to that because it's really hard to make money on subscription boxes, so we can't add discounts on those.
Yes.
At least not yet.
But you get free shipping on Adabox.
You get free shipping, and that's one of the reasons. Okay.
Okay, it's beginning to look a lot like a new mess.
Okay, so first up, special thanks to Google for working with us to do yet another buy one, give one. This is for Black Girls Code. And if you're interested in doing artificial intelligence and you were always thinking of getting the AIY voice kit, guess what? You can get one. And when you buy one, it immediately, one goes to Black Girls Code. That's how it works. You buy one of these, it goes to them. You buy one of these, it goes to them.
You get one, they get one.
They get one. And that's what we think can work out for this type of giving, that people, they want to get something for themselves, and they also want to make sure someone gets something. So, including this kit, there's a pie.
Yep, you get a Raspberry Pi, you get a hat, you get the speaker and the button with RGB. It's plug and play, there's no soldering required. And they even made it really easy to set up with an Android device. You don't have to SSH into anything. You can do it almost completely on Android device, I think, like last I checked. If you have an iOS device, you have to like log into the Pi and set something up, but it's also not too hard.
So we just launched this. Special thanks to Google. And if you want to do something good, this is yet another group that you can do things with. We're going to continue to do this, hopefully all through the month of November and December, because we think that it's possible to do buy one and give one for all sorts of different groups out there. So if you're a company and you want to participate with this, let us know as well. Next up.
Okay, new Gizmo. We had the TFT Gizmo that people loved, and we do a lot of projects with that. Now we have the tricolor e-ink Gizmo. It's just like the TFT Gizmo. It screws onto, it's a bolt-on kit, screws onto your Circuit Playground Express or Circuit Playground Bluefruit. I will say it does not work with the Circuit Playground Classic because you actually need too much RAM to display on there. So this is for the Express and Bluefruit and any other future Circuit Playground. But for those two, you can use it in Arduino or in CircuitPython. The Bluefruit works best because it has tons of memory. And here it is with the Bluefruit, and you can of course send data and images remotely to it if you'd like. And let me reset it so you can see it. Maybe if I, hold on, uh-oh, my battery died, I think.
You know, it's funny when the battery dies.
You can't tell.
You can't tell because it's e-ink, and you
Mm.
don't get a chance to.
Yeah, I think I left it on. Okay, so here we go. So now it's updating the image, and it doesn't update immediately, so something to watch out for. It takes about 15 seconds, and you also don't want to update it more than every few minutes. But that said, you get wonderful black, white, and red displays, and when your battery dies, it still works.
Yeah.
Which is great. So you're going to unplug it, and look, it still has the image on it. So yeah, pick one up for your Circuit Playground. Bluefruit is best, but you can also get some basics working on the Express. So a great no power needed display that looks great at any angle and looks great outside.
Yeah, look at it.
Tricolor.
Look at it.
Look
Okay.
at it.
Stemma. Quick. QT. Gravity. Grub.
Okay. Thanks for doing my job for me. Okay, so we've got this. We're adding a bunch more Stemma QT / quick cables. So these are JST SH cables. And here is a demo, which of course I
That's cool
unplugged
because
and
it's
that's not
just
working.
a Circuit Playground Express with the
Okay.
with Stemma and alligator clips. That's
Yes.
cool.
So now you have all of our sensors and devices that have these little Stemma QT or quick connectors.
No solder.
No soldering required, and then you can now alligator clip them. So this is an alligator clip adapter, and you can give it 3 volts, SDA, SCL, and ground. And then you can just, you have displays, you can chain them together. So, this goes to a display, and then on the other hand, this connects to a sensor or some other device. And it's great for adding our I2C sensors. All the new sensors that we're adding, you'll notice they have these connectors. So that, again, because people were like, oh, why don't you make like a wearable version of everything? It's like, well, we kind of like didn't want to go through and add wearable versions of every sensor. So instead, for this breakout, it becomes wearable because you can use alligator clips to plug it in like that.
You can chain these along. So
And you
that's
can
cool.
chain these along.
Okay, we have other stuff.
Next up.
More.
We have a shorty cable and we have a long cable. So we had a 100 millimeter cable, but now we have also a 50 which is half the length, and 200. And I'll show this off. So you can use this to connect between boards. So for example, this board has the Stemma QT connector, and then it can connect to here, and then it can connect to there. So you can chain these. And then over here, for example, I've got that really long cable. So if you need super long cables, I will say, for a few feet, it's not recommended. You can go to a foot or two, I think, with I2C, and it's okay. And then
That's the other one that's here?
yep, so it's the long one, and then we have also the short one.
Yeah. Okay.
So two
And these are
different lengths.
Stemma QT,
These are Stemma QT or quick compatible.
or quick compatible.
They're JST SH
Got it.
1 millimeter pitch.
All right.
And they've got the colors to match, like black goes to ground, red goes to power, blue is SDA, and yellow is SCL. So
Yeah.
great for I2C, and you'll notice, like I said, our two OLEDs have the connector, and then our new sensors are all coming with this connector as well.
Okay. What are these?
These are Stemma large, the classic large size. They come in a pack of 10. And we use these on our bigger boards. They're Grove compatible, which is pretty nice if you have seed Grove sensors. So this is a 10 pack. I'll show on the overhead
Got it.
these two. Actually, let's go to the next one and I'll show both at the
Yeah,
same
we
time.
have the.
This is
looks
the
like
horizontal
vertical
style.
ones and the horizontal one.
Horizontal style and then the vertical style. But they're both 4-pin JST PH 2 millimeter pitch. And I'll show these on the overhead. So compared to this small JST SH, these are much bigger. They're 2 millimeter pitch. But that's great because they're a little easier to work with. They're larger and you can hand solder them. So let's say you have one of these breakout cables. You can plug it in. It only plugs in one way because there's a key. And then this solders onto your circuit board, and then you can have the cable coming out from the top. Or removing this. It's tough when there's no PCB to grip onto. This version is the horizontal style. So same, it only goes one way. And this one, it plugs in on the side and comes out the sides. This one is vertical style out from the top. This is horizontal style from the side.
And then do you want me to just keep clicking through all these
Yeah.
other ones? Because we got.
So that's just a cable, showing the
Yeah.
cable. And then these are the 4-pin ones. And then next up, we have the 3-pin version. Same thing, but 3-pin. So the 4-pin we like to use for I2C. The 3-pin ones we like to use for analog and servo connectors. We have like NeoPixels that have this cable on the end, or servos. And you can notice on the Gizmo, we have that same connector. So it's easy if you want to I want to connect NeoPixels or servo or potentiometer. You can plug in,
Yeah.
and you have a nice solid
great.
cable to connect,
then you can do
power,
whatever you
ground,
want.
and signal. So now if you're like, I want to add this 3-pin connector to your project, we also have a 10-pack of the 3-pin, same vertical and horizontal style. So this is the vertical style. You solder it on the bottom, and it sticks up like so. And then the horizontal style, ditto, it fits the 3-pin connector.
Yeah, Melissa mentioned in the chat, if you have a Pi Badge LC and you want to add connectors, these are great for that.
Yeah, you can do that, and then this sticks out the side. So we like, we have 2 sizes of connectors that we like to use. We like to use the JST PH, which is this larger, chunkier, and then the JST SH, which we call the Stemma QT because it's a cutie version. It's a smaller, cute version, but it's pin compatible because it's got the same, ground power data clock, and then this has the same ground power data clock, but of course it's much smaller, so this is
Okay.
good for little breakouts.
Well, I feel like we have to plug these into something, and maybe this is one of the things that,
Yep. So
we
for
can plug
example,
into it.
we also have 2 breakout boards that we updated. So these are actually updates. We've had these OLEDs before, but I was in the mood to update them because I was actually trying to use these for a lot of projects with, plug and play. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to revise these. I'm going to add auto reset circuitry because that was a common complaint people had. It was that you had to connect the reset pin instead of just connecting power ground data clock. So I added that, and I also updated it to add that Stemma QT connector. So you can see here, for the STM32F405 Feather, we have the I2C connection, goes to this pressure sensor, and then data comes out to the OLED. It's plug and play, so it's pretty easy to use. I'm just going to remove this from the wax. So you see it plugs into the end. This one doesn't chain because like the end has an OLED connector on the other side, but it's great if you just want to have a sensor or more, and then connect it to a display.
Solder free. You put all this stuff together. I also like, by the way, we do this every week, but these are live demos. This is really working stuff. You see how it looks. Even on video, you can tell the quality of the displays and how easy
you
this
can
works.
lightly see it refreshing,
live.
which is fun. Yes, it's
we're
live.
Okay.
So this is the 0.91 inch 128 by 32 monochrome. It has the same pinout as before. So if you want to use it on a breadboard, you can use it on a breadboard just fine. But we revised it and used 0603 parts, which let us have a little bit more space so that we could fit the Stemma QT connector.
We got another one.
And we also updated the 1.3 inch OLED, which I was showing you earlier, connected to the Circuit Playground Express. It's the larger version, and this one does have connectors on both sides. So this used to be an SPI display, and now we've made it default I2C. So that's one change. You can still set it to be SPI by cutting the two jumpers here if you'd like. But by default now, it's I2C, and you can plug and chain connections to it. And we also changed the mounting holes a little bit to put it on a 0.1 inch boundary. So it's a little bit mechanically different. The pinouts are the same, and by default it's I2C, and we added the auto reset circuit. I think it's a nice update, but we have been selling this for a while. It's like product number 930 or something. So I know people have been using this for a bit. So just be aware if you've used this in projects before, there is a slight mechanical change. We made it a little bit more compact, and the electrical change. You have to cut these jumpers if you want the default SPI mode. But that said, I think a lot of people are going to like the update. I think it's worth it to have it be now plug and play, no soldering required to add an OLED to a project.
Okay.
That was the air clips. Recap. We've got the Black Girls Code giveaway coming back. Buy one, give one. This time Google stepped up and donated 50 AIY voice kits. So if you've been looking at making your own voice assistant with the Raspberry Pi, and this lovely cardboard speaker kit, no soldering or coding required. Pick one up, and we will automatically donate one to the Girls Who Code chapter in California. We also have an update, new Gizmo, e-ink Gizmo. We had TFT Gizmo, now e-ink. Works great with Circuit Playground Express or Brewfruit to make a tricolor e-ink display for low power projects and outdoor visibility. A great add-on. Doesn't work with the Bluetooth, with the Circuit Playground Classic. We have a couple Stemma QT quick cables. So they're JST-SH on one end, and this one has alligator clips. So it's great for alligator clipping onto portable wearable projects like the Circuit Playground, but also like anything else where you just want to have big chunky wires to connect to the JST-SH cable. We also have a short 50 millimeter JST-SH quick or Stemma QT cable. And we also have a longer 200 millimeter one. So now we have 50, 100, and 200 millimeters for chaining together your I2C projects. We have a bunch of Stemma JST PH connectors. These are 4 and 3 pin JST PHs, 2 millimeter pitch. We have horizontal and vertical, and here's the cable it connects to. 4 pin, and we also have 3 pin. So 4 pin we like to use for I2C, 3 pin we like to use for analog or digital, like servos or neopixels, potentiometers. So we have them in grab bags of 10 apiece. Great if you want to add to your project. We've updated our 2 I2C OLEDs. So the 128 by 32 monochrome OLED has been updated, now has auto reset circuitry, and comes with a Stemma QT connector, great for using those cables for plug and play connectivity. And the 1.3 inch OLED 120 by 64 was also updated, added I2C default, auto reset circuitry, and chain through Stemma QT connectors. So again, plug and play connectivity with those cables. So now we've had all these sensors, and we also have now displays that you can use with Stemma QT. Huzzah!
Okay, so don't forget the code is Stemma OLED all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's do some top secret.
Get it out of the vault.
out of the vault. Okay, while we're showing some top secret, don't forget to go to adafruit.it/discord and hang out there. Let's talk about some Squid Pro Quo. We're making some goggles. These are the Sister Night goggles from Watchmen. You can see some of the progress and more. It is a 3D printed project, so you can get some previews of what we're thinking and what we're doing, including the evolution of these.
And they're gone even farther still.
Yeah.
This looks great.
They're getting very close. Next up, we posted a Stemma Sunday.
Coming soon, this is a ported pressure sensor from ST, the LPS 33. This is kind of the sister to the 35, but like we said, we're coming out with all of our sensors. If they have I2C, we're putting Stemma QT connectors on them, so you can easily connect and chain them, no soldering required. Also have some coming soon. The MCP2221 is an interesting low-cost USB to like I2C, ADC, DAC, and GPIO chip. It's not as fast as the FT232H, but it's really cheap. Did I mention it's cheap? So we thought maybe like USB-C on one end and then like a Stemma QT connector on the other, and then you could use Blinka on a computer to add quick I2C connectivity. Also revise the LSM9 DS1 9DOF sensor. Likewise, make it a little bit smaller, compact, and add QT connectors on each end. Also kind of updating and also revising the list 3. This is a family. This is the list 331 and H3 list 331. And maybe we can also use this for the list 3DH. So a couple different accelerometers that might use that breakout. The B&O 080, we actually designed a breakout for this like 2 years ago and I kind of never released it. So I went through and respun this. This sensor has like every possible interface, so it's kind of big for a breakout because we had to add level shifting for like SPI and I2C and UART. But I think we got everything going here. It's a nice update to the B&O 055. And then I noticed a lot of people using the BH1750 light sensor, so I thought I could spin together a quick light sensor breakout. And yeah, we'll see.
Back in the vault. That's it. All right, we're going to answer some questions. I have some loaded up over on Discord and YouTube. Lady let's kick this off, but one last reminder. It's in adafruit.it/discord, and we just hit 15,000 people. Thank you, everybody. Okay, what do you think the lifetime of the QT connectors is likely to be as good as the 2mm ones?
I know how long the cables last. They last for about 300 to 500 insertion cycles. I know this because we use those cables for testing stuff like the monster mask, and I know that every 300 to 500 tests we tend to replace the cables. The connectors are fine, it's the cables that they wear out, but that's normal. Usually the solder-on connectors last for a very long time and the cables just need to be replaced.
Okay, a question from Discord. Do we stock a nitrate ion sensor, which is immersed in liquid to determine one measure of water quality?
We actually don't have any pH or liquid sensors because they're extremely difficult and delicate to ship, and we want to make sure that if we do that, we do it right, and we haven't figured out how to do that right yet.
Okay, someone wants a hint on Adabox. It'll run CircuitPython. That's a hint.
That's a hint.
That narrows it down to probably like 100 different things. Okay, next, scrolling down. Question, why does the VLM 6070 page say to use the better VEML 6075 and links it, but the VEML 6075 is discontinued? That is an update on the page, right?
Yeah, the 6075 is the update to the 6070, but then the 6075 got discontinued by the manufacturer, which is weird. Usually they don't.
Yeah.
Usually they don't make a new thing and then discontinue it before the old thing, but they did. Why? Yeah. I don't know. Kind of sucks because I really like the VEML 6075.
Okay. If someone just placed an order and forgot to add the code, what do they do? Well, email support@adafruit.com. It's not too late. They might be able to help you out. Next up, do you know anything about the Java Micro Edition for the STM32F4? I've seen some articles about it in the past. Do you think you might be able to run on the STM32F405 Feather?
I don't know. I've never used Java Micro, but if it runs on an STM32F4 F4 series, the 405 is like the most popular and oldest of the F4, like powerful F4s. So if it's going to run on any chip, it's going to run on that one, if that makes sense. Like it's an older F4, it's a fast, very high memory F4. So that's kind of, it seems to be well supported.
All right, next up. The Stemma connectors will make it easy for me to design I2C peripherals for my own design. What I need is a chip that lets me send and receive I2C protocols, one that I can send to my own devices. A breakout that did this would be great. Is this something you could sell? One that I could plug into a breadboard would be really cool. Any hope?
Yeah, that's the SAMD09 breakout we have. You'll have to reprogram it, but it runs the CSAL protocol, which can be used to convert I2C to various GPIO and things. I mean, if you need something that doesn't support, you'll have to customize it.
Hug report for you. Adafruit PCBs are laid out with skills.
Thanks.
Sure. Any good book for learning electronics? Someone suggested start out with Learn Guides Online, and then that'll probably help you decide what to do. Okay. Let's see. What display would you recommend to build a smart badge? Check out what we did with the Edge badge.
I think the Pi badge, the Edge badge is a great start.
Yeah.
Those 1.8-inch TFTs are popular. The ST7735 is kind of a well-established chipset. I've had no problems with it.
Yeah. Okay. Any plans for any PyPortal? Yeah. And then if someone is PyPortal light going red on and off again, red on off again, status D2 is all red. I think it's a Wi-Fi thing, right? It's red, it can't connect on.
I don't know. For that, I post in the forums
Yeah.
to tech support because it could be anything.
Could be the key, or the,
Could be
like they
anything.
can't connect up. But
Yeah.
I remember I did put my right password in the secrets file, and I think it was red. Okay. And the factory footage was that thing that looked like a welder. Oh, that was our selective solder machine. Okay. And
Yeah.
we got through all the questions. That was it.
Okay.
All right, Lady Ada, what do you want to give away this week? I already know.
We're going to give away the microchip IoT AVR
We
dev
ran out of
board.
time last week when they were on the show.
So we're going to give it away
Special
this
thanks
week.
to Microchip. So show this off. This is their IoT dev kit.
Yes.
So we're going to give this away.
It's a dev kit. It's got like a Wi-Fi chip, and they've got code for it, and it's got a debugger, I think. So it's cool.
Okay, so what are the rules?
Rules are: if you've won something before on this website, you can't win again. Only one winner per my lifetime. The first person to call on the phone and answer the magical questions will win the AVR IoT WG from Microchip that they gave us to give away. Call the phone number shown here and let it ring. After it rings twice, I'm going to pick it up and say, "Ahoy, ahoy." That's how you know it's me. And then you should say, "Hi, you know, my name is whatever your name is," and then I'll ask you where you're calling from, and a project you're working on or you want to work on, and you get a free prize.
That's like a good idea.
Is that easy?
That's that easy.
That easy. So
Okay.
call the number. Free AVR Wi-Fi dev board.
Yeah, we'll see. Sometimes these work out, sometimes they don't.
It's sealed, so I don't want to open it.
Well, if you really want to, we have a couple different ones.
Wait, we have more than one?
Yeah, you can open it up if you want.
Well, where's the other one?
They're over at my desk.
Oh, okay. I guess I could open it.
Yeah.
Do you want to get people interested in this?
Yeah, open it up.
Okay.
Why not? Show this off.
I don't know how to.
Give it another minute, and then we shall hold this till next week.
Okay, I
If
don't know how to
there are
open
no-
this box.
It's Lady Ada proof.
It is Lady Ada proof.
That's
This
what
is
they
really.
said. That's what they said. They said no, Lady Ada's gonna open this up.
I mean, I feel
Sorry.
bad for the person getting this because it's going to be coming.
No, we already have. We
Messed
already
up.
have. We already have.
I guess I'll get a
ones.
clean one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you're getting.
Oop.
Oh, see,
To be continued.
when they saw it.
Okay, show the. Show,
Okay, ready?
Yeah. 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 Go ahead. Do the fun thing.
Ahoy, ahoy!
Hi,
Hello, what's your name and where you calling from?
it's Robert Overton calling from Lennox, Mass.
Sorry, what was your name again?
Robert,
Oh, hi, Robert from Lennox,
hey,
Mass.
how are you?
Well, congratulations, you managed to call a phone number correctly and answer the magical question. So you've won this AVR IoT dev board. All you have to do to get it is email support@adafruit.com, support@adafruit.com, and say, hi,
Just say you won the prize.
You won the prize.
Yeah, that'll work.
because it's not something we stock.
Yeah.
Just say, hey, it's
Okay.
Robert. And what's a project you're working on or you want to work on?
I'm actually trying to build a a small smart badge for, especially for a work project, we're trying to do a non-annoying mechanism for alert guests at a yoga center if their room's ready. Sounds kind of crazy, but it goes hand in hand with the electronic policy that doesn't want people to have cell phones on it.
Oh, okay.
Let them know their rooms are available.
That could be interesting. All right, well, sounds
Yes,
cool.
it could be.
Well, maybe this will come in handy for you. So don't forget to email support@adafruit.com, and we'll send you out this free IoT kit from Microchip. And good luck on your project. And if you can share it with us when it's done, come by Show and Tell and share it.
I'll try to do that.
Yay! Thank you, Robert, and have a wonderful
much.
night.
Thank you.
Good night. All right, we gave it away.
Okay, Lady Ada, that's our show for the evening. We will see everybody next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Special thanks to all the Adafruit remote team members and Adafruit team members that are doing stuff. I think Zay's in the chat tonight. Thank you, Zay.
Thank you, Zay.
And Slack. Special thanks to all the Adafruit remote team members that are out there doing stuff, all of our Adafruit employees, all the folks who went to Hackaday and represented Adafruit and helped people out. Thank you, Brian and Melissa and JP and Scott. And also special thanks to everyone who used the code tonight, Stemma OLED. It helps all of us here at Adafruit pay the bills. For
Get
the
10%
skills.
off.
Get 10% off. Don't forget to Adabox.
Don't forget to subscribe to Adabox.
And
We're gonna run out.
with that, we will do a moment of Zener, and we will play
The wonderful song again.
this song again because it's that good.
It's a pretty good song.
We got to get the miles out of this one.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was nice.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
It's beginning to look like Adabox everywhere you go. Let your ideas flow for projects you want to show, with push buttons and LEDs aglow. It's beginning to look like Adabox. Everything is grand, but the nicest thing on the shelf is something you made yourself with your own hand. A circuit playground with a speaker for sound is the wish of Barney and Ben. A Raspberry Pi with some LCD eyes is the hope of Janice and Jen. And friends at the Makerspace can't wait to 3D print again. It's beginning to look like Adabox everywhere you go. So grab a feather wing, let the piezo ring, and prototype a board for sensing snow. It's beginning to look like Adabox. Time for oscilloscopes. Get your projects all debugged, then cozy up nice and snug with some warm code.